Okay. Good morning, all. My name is people. My name is like people call me SK, and I have a total of 4 years of 4.5 years of experience. I started my career with Excelytics and have taught almost 8+ batches, and I already also did corporate training in L&T, PepsiCo, and UST, and I have been teaching Alteryx for almost 1.5 to 2 years currently. So that's all about me. And now let me share your screen and let's proceed with installation, Alteryx license installation. Let me know once my screen is visible.
Yes, it will.
Okay. Uh, so Alteryx provides multiple kinds of licenses. One is free trial, which lasts for 15 to 30 days. Next one is career transition trial, which lasts from 3 months. Initially, we'll get the career transition license for 3 months, and then after we complete our core certification, we'll be getting this. This will be extended to 6 months. So currently, we'll go with just the free trial, and before the trial ends, we'll apply for the career transition license, independent learners license, uh, which will continue till our batch goes on. So let me click on this and I'll share you the link here. What my ask for you guys would be open this link and download, click on start free trial, give all your details here. And once you click on submit, right, an APK file will be downloaded. Use that APK file, start installing it. Once that's installed, we'll proceed further. This is one way. Another way is there might be scenarios that some of you might already have utilized this 3 months trial license, right? So, sorry, they utilized this 1 month free trial. So for those people, I would recommend
Yeah. But what is the पानी गिर रहा है इसमें?
so Sparked provides us this independent learner's license, which stands for, yeah, there's the link. Control C. Okay, people please start with Alteryx Designer free trial. Once that's and people who might already have used this free trial, they can go with independent learner's license for now. Okay, that's about getting the license installed. Just let me know once this APK file is downloaded so that we can proceed further. Others can share the screen and I can guide you through installation in their own screens. Meanwhile, I'll go with basics, what Artrix is and why is it so important. So first things first, my ask from you is like, what's your understanding about Artrix? I need someone to help me out. Like, what's your understanding of Artrix is? What is Artrix? Ankita, any idea what Artrix is?
I think 50 to 60% we use it for data cleaning
Okay,
due to the huge data and automations.
okay. And what type of tool is it?
It's like ETL tool,
Exactly.
basically
And what's the full form of ETL?
extract transform load.
Yep, I think you you have been attending my demo sessions a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, as Ankita rightfully said, it is an ETL tool, extract, transform, load. And Shiva, I think you have something more to add on here. Shiva, can you help us out?
It's a low-code, no-code ETL tool where,
Yep,
like, I mean, code or
yep,
script is
yep,
uh, to a greater extent, it can kind of a process listener where you drag, drop, and create a template or process template that automates this entire process.
exactly. It is a ETL tool. ETL represents extract, transform, load, and you might know other ETL tools as well. But the major difference between those ETL and this ETL tool is like you don't need coding language to learn Alteryx. You can learn it just by dragging and dropping few pieces. You know, there are multiple tools here. I can get the data inside my canvas just by dragging and dropping it. That's the reason it's called low code no code tool. Now let's think about. Now let's understand the components what we have in Alteryx. First, we have something called the tool palette, where each and every tool that we normally use exists. These are subdivided into multiple segments. First is input output, preparation, joins, parts. Each component represents set of tools used for set of purpose. Like in slash out, this is used. This components is used to get the tools which help us to get inputs or outputs. That doesn't mean that these are the only tools which help us to get the inputs and outputs. There are other tools as well, but majorly these are the ones which will be used here. Next, we have preparation, joins, everything. We'll discuss about all this in due time. But at this point, what I want you to understand is what is tool palette. This is tool palette. You need to understand that this particular piece is called tool palette. That's it. Next, we have workflow configuration pane. This is called workflow configuration pane. What do we have in this workflow configuration pane? Basic details like what type of workflow it is, if it is a macro, yes, macro, what type of workflow it is, that's what we'll be knowing here. In runtime, we'll have multiple options. We can, we can use like these are other components which we'll discuss in due time. This will be a bit confusing if I speak about it right now, but just remember that if I say that we just go to workflow configuration, this is where you need to navigate. Are we clear? What's this called?
Tool palette.
A tool
Tool
palette,
panel.
exactly. So what's this called?
Workflow configuration.
Exactly. Apart from these two, we have another multiple components as well, something like canvas. What is canvas? Canvas is basically the interface where we build our workflows. We drag and drop our tools, we build it, we manipulate it, and we do everything in our canvas. This white space, what we see, is called our canvas. Next, we have results pane. This is results pane. What we see in results pane, let's say we created a workflow, and after running it, we saw multiple errors, conversion errors, warnings, infos, and everything. All this info will be shown in the results pane. Okay, now let me get an Excel file. Sorry. Now let me get an Excel file. Let's say I wanted to get this Excel file into Alteryx. How do I do that? Anyone? How can I get an Excel file into Alteryx? So first approach would be just drag and drop. That's it. Here it's asking for the sheets which I wanted to select. I'll select it and click OK. How do I do that? Click on the file, drag and drop. Just the way you move some documents, right? That's it. Drag and drop. Okay. The other way is to, so from the tool palette, I'll go to the tool palette and I'll go to in/out, and from there I'll click on the input data. I won't leave it. I'll keep my mouse clicked and I'll drag and drop. Drag and drop the input data tool. This is basically a tool. This is basically a tool. This is a tool. Now I dragged and dropped this input data, but I didn't configure it. It in the sense I didn't mention which source and from which input I need to get this data from. So what I'll do is I'll click on setup data connection. There are multiple sources here. I'll go to files. Even here I can drag. Oh, okay, let me in here. Sorry. In here I can drag and drop this file. That's it. Or another piece would be drag and drop the input tool. Click on setup connection, files, select file, downloads, open. Are we clear with how to get data into Alteryx? Just basic Excel file for now. Yes, no, okay, Siva is clear. Okay, before going any further, I want I want to know who is completely new to data. I mean, he's not like someone who is not that good with Excel or SQL, who has recently who has started his journey with Alteryx. I want to know if we have someone like that here. Okay,
Yeah,
Satyendra
I
Rao.
am the one, SK.
Okay, Uma and Satyendra. Okay, so Uma, are we clear with how to get data into Alteryx?
Yeah, I'm good now.
Okay, Satyendra Rao, are we clear with how to get data into
Yes,
Alteryx?
sir. Yes, sir.
Great, great, great. Don't call me sir. You can call me SK. So next is
Okay.
so this is tool palette. From the tool palette, we clicked on a tool and we dragged and dropped this tool inside canvas and did set up the connection. That's how easy Alteryx is. Next, we need to know what data is available in these files, right? So I wanted to know what data is available in these files. So as a first step, what I need to do is click on the tool, and if I go to the configuration pane, I can see the first 100 records here. We can change this number of records that are to be shown here as we want, but by default we'll be seeing the first 100 records here. So okay, so these is the information of the first 100 records. But what if I wanted to see more than 100? Like there might be multiple records in it, right? I wanted to see more than 100. So I need to run this workflow. Currently, this is one of my workflow, and to see more than 100 records, I can't see it here. I can see it only in the results pane. To see more than 100 records, I can't see it directly here. I can see only in the results pane. How do I see something in the results pane? Just by running the workflow. And how do I run it? Do you see some button here which says run? Where is run? Do I see run anywhere? Uma, do I see run anywhere?
Yeah, at the right corner.
Okay, super, super. We have a run button at the right. So I'll just click on that and boom. Here I'm able to see 100 records. Here I got 272 records. In the results pane, we normally get all the records provided the size is limited. If the size of the data is a bit huge, we'll think we need to think of some other tool to get all the information in the results pane. Okay, now I see some green color thing here. So this particular thing is called anchor. A tool will definitely have at least one anchor. Every tools, every tool what we see here will have at least one anchor, and more than like the number of it will have at least one anchor, and it can have more than 2, 3, and so on anchors. Now let's say I will bring some tool in the canvas, and the green pieces whatever we see is anchors. So here, can someone help me out? How many anchors do we have?
So two.
Exactly, two anchors. This green one, as data is flowing out through the through this green anchor, that's the reason we call it output anchor. So what does this anchor represent? What type of anchor is it?
Input anchor.
Exactly. This is input anchor and this is output anchor. Every tool will have at least one anchor. Some tools might have more than two anchors, three anchors, four anchors. It depends on the tool to tool. But minimum requirement for some tool is like one anchor. Just look at the symbols. This symbol represents input anchor. This symbol represents output anchor. Next, I see something in the results pane. Not sure what this is. Let me do one thing. Yeah. Now I see something in the results pane. Not sure what these are. First is it's telling me when they start. Next, allocation of memory. Next, this is running at low priority. Next, errors. I had an error here. So ideally, whenever we bring some tool inside Canvas, right, there must be a input connection. Output connection is not mandatory, but input anchor, if we have an input anchor in the tool, it should never be blank. The way we have it here, right? It should must be connected to some. Okay, let me get another select tool. The way we have it here, it should never be non-connected. It should must be connected. So that's the reason we are seeing this error here. Select tool, there's an error. Now, if I connect this and run it again, the error goes out. So yeah, next let's discuss about this line. I see some line here, like this line is called as connector. Connector connects two tools, two or more tools. Connector always flows from output anchor to input anchor. Connector connects two rows with two tools. It always flows from output anchor to input anchor. Are we clear? Yes, no, don't know.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, great. ठीक है. So that's on a high level what uh, configuration basic stuff of Alteryx. Now let's go back to installation of license. Did someone try the license website which I gave? अरे भाई, that's important, guys. Without license you won't be able to practice, and without practicing you won't be able to get good hands on.
SK, is there any way we can create a dummy business email ID instead of
Okay,
providing our
try with your
organization?
personal, yeah, try with your personal email ID. What's happening there?
Okay, I will check.
We are trying with the personal email ID. It is asking for the business email ID.
Oh, okay. So if you don't have this email ID, then just go with the independent learners license. If you don't want your company's email ID to be used, just go with independent learners license.
Mm.
And there, maybe someone can share the screen and
Yeah.
uh, try
I
this
will,
independent.
I
Okay,
will
let me
share.
stop. Yeah, you can share it now.
Uh, um, this is the independent one.
Okay, just a second here. So guys, is there someone from Excelytics here?
Yes, okay. Yes,
Okay.
from Excelytics.
Okay, great. Like how did you feel the session is like? If you want, you can skip this installation, but it's on you.
Yeah, sure. Right now I have not installed it. I'll do it
Okay,
later, but
okay, ठीक है. So yeah, Ankita, start. Click on start learning. Yes, here you need to give all the details. Go down. You can fill all this while you stop sharing. Go a bit up. No, go a bit up. Higher degree. Postal code URL is not mandatory. Select military status, not in military. Next, what's this?
This
Yes.
one.
Next, 6 months, 4 to 6. Next, yeah. Go up. They will ask you for company. Yeah. So here, selected function, others. ठीक है. Education, teaching slash learning. Current role, independent learner. Country, India. Postal code, you can enter. LinkedIn, it's not mandatory. Do we have any other fields? Personal email ID, you can give
Current and last.
NA, N/A.
Mm,
Okay, that's good. Click on sign. Okay. Now you will receive an email from Alteryx team that you have successfully registered for independent learners, and after within 24 hours you will get the Alteryx license key.
Okay.
So check your emails. Let me see if I have such kind of emails handy with me. Yeah, I have one email handy.
Okay, I got the email from them.
Okay, just can you help us out here? In the first email, you won't be having any key. In the first email, you will be having how to install it. Can you share the screen?
Just 1 minute. I will reshare. Like it's
Yes, yes. Yeah, sure. So, guys, meanwhile, Ankita is resharing her screen. Does someone have any specific doubts which we can discuss? I'll take it as a no. So, can 645685, can you introduce yourself? I see a new name, 645685. With what name can I call you? Can you introduce yourself to the group? Okay, let me ask you to unmute. Okay, no worries. And Ali Sayed, can you introduce yourself to the group?
Yes. So I work in a healthcare company. I am currently
Okay,
working as this data analyst role. I have knowledge on Excel. Uh,
mhm,
I can say advanced Excel too.
okay,
I'm a beginner in SQL. I got to know
okay,
about this Alteryx, and this is a first session for me. I
okay.
actually thought that this is just very first class, but it turns to be a second class, I believe.
No, no, this is the first class, but previously we had multiple demo sessions where I think Ankita and other people joined them. But yeah, this is the first class. For the batch,
Oh,
this is the first class. So
okay.
you, for others, right? I wanted to like what? Okay, what's your perspective on Alteryx now? Why do you want to
Uh,
learn Alteryx?
uh, I just had a idea about like it will give it's another uh, one, another tool to have uh, great touch with the data analytics tool. That's what I thought. Just
Okay,
it's a new
okay.
tool. I thought in terms of data analytics role, so I
Mhm.
thought of learning it. So
Okay,
I'm thinking.
so just let me give you a other picture of why Artrix. So the main motto of us upskilling ourselves in Artrix is there's a lot of difference between supply and demand currently.
Yeah.
There are a lot of jobs in Artrix, but people are not getting enough persons, skilled persons, to fill those jobs. So there were scenarios where they posted for 4 to 5 years of experience people. Best example is Shiva Kiran in from the previous batch. The requirement was for someone who has 2 to 4 years of experience in Alteryx, but Shiva Kiran had only like 8 months of experience, that too into operations.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave the interview. Fortunately, everything whatever I discuss, normally what I do is I repeat something 7 to 8 times if I feel that those are very important questions in an interview. I mentioned him in the previous day as well. Before the interview, I said whatever comes to your mind, just speak it out. So that's what he did, and he was selected for a role which required 2 to 4 years of experience. That shows us how scarce the persons with artistic skill set are. Got my point, right?
Yeah.
So let me show you about companies, uh, companies that are hiring for Alteryx. All big four are hiring a lot for Alteryx. Big four investment banks, big investment banks. These are very big persons who are hiring for Alteryx. Apart from that, these are all the other companies. IBM, PepsiCo, Hexaware, Capco, PayPal, BNY, Mintra, PT, BNP, American Express, Morgan Stanley, Wipro, Bain, EY, Flipkart, Epexon, Godrej. The problem here is awareness about Alteryx is not at all available. So that's
Yeah.
the reason we see so many companies are hiring, but people don't know what, uh, like people don't know about Alteryx much.
So do we
Uh,
also require anything else apart from Alteryx?
No.
Mhm.
So from development standpoint, you don't require anything, but it is good to have basic understanding of SQL. Basic understanding in the sense how to extract data, transact SQL. Only that piece that you can hardly learn. That you can learn easily in like 3 to 4 days. That's it. How to extract information from the database. That's only thing that is required in Alteryx. Even if you don't know that, that's fine, because you can ask someone and they can guide you on that. You won't be using much of SQL, but it's only used when you need it in a dynamic manner. So, yeah. And which industries are recruiting for Alteryx? IT and consulting, BFSI, technology, professional services, healthcare, education, entertainment, telecom. Almost all industries are hiring for Alteryx
Mhm.
developers. You don't need to be specifically from this particular industry to get into Alteryx. Your industry might already been using Alteryx in your in some other company. So if you wanted to upskill yourself and do a career transition, normally what I suggest is, let's say there is someone in this session who is from marketing background, so they can apply for marketing roles which use Alteryx.
Mhm.
Marketing analytics. There's a company called, if someone is from HR background, they can apply for HR analytics. Nvidia, if you know the name Nvidia, are you aware? Are you heard of Nvidia?
No
No.
idea.
Nvidia, the one like PC, the one which makes PCs, gaming things and all. So it is hiring rapidly for HR analytics, which and he it is using Alteryx for its HR analytics.
Mhm.
So marketing analytics as well. Most of the companies will be using Alteryx for their marketing analysis. So there is no limitation on which industry you are in. And let's think about the background. See, if I am a law firm using Alteryx, I will prefer a person with LLB knowledge and Alteryx knowledge in him. Got my point, right?
Mhm.
If I am a company who specializes in medicine, I would prefer someone with B Pharma knowledge and Alteryx knowledge, B Pharma background and Alteryx knowledge.
Mhm.
So CA, currently this is booming a lot. Alteryx plus CA or CA Inter or Finance is very demanding. Any doubts?
No.
Okay.
No, SK.
Next we have roles. So as I mentioned, there are many jobs for marketing, pre-sales, retail. You can explore this stuff by yourself. Whatever your type is, like whatever your domain is, I'm sure you will be getting at least few jobs for that domain in Artrix. Okay. So Ankita, did you get the email? Can you
Yeah,
help us?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, SK. 1 second.
okay. Let me stop sharing. And others, if you guys have any specific doubts, I'm happy to take that. I'll take it as a no. See, this is the initial email you will be getting. So first is getting your Alteryx license key. As I mentioned, right, you'll get an email from no reply at alteryx.com, which will have the license key, and you will get it in 1 to 2 business days. If you are not getting it within the specified time, drop a mail to fulfillment@alteryx.com. Make sure that you check tomorrow, and if you're not getting it, drop a mail to fulfillment@alteryx.com. And you can check the third point. Remember, you only have 90 days to get designer code certified. So this is what I was mentioning. If you are able to complete your designer code certification in 90 days, in the stipulated 90 days period, you can you can renew your license by dropping a mail to fulfillment@alteryx.com. Just give the proof that you have completed your certification, and they will extend your license key for another 90 days. Now, how to download your license, your Artlix? Once you got the key, you need to create an account in Artlix community. So you can go through these steps. Like, let me know once you have the key available.
It will come tomorrow or day after tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow mostly it will come.
Okay.
If it doesn't come tomorrow, drop a mail to them.
Okay, sure.
Okay, anyone else with the doubts?
Hi, SK, this is Deepak here. This is the
Hi,
first
Deepak.
class. Hi.
Yeah.
So this is the first class, and they told that it will be a demo session, but looks like, it is, I think it's a second class, I believe, right?
No, it's the first session. It's the first session, but
Okay.
I didn't wanted to waste some time for others too. So, okay, so you joined at what time? Like, because
Yeah,
you wanted.
so I joined a bit late, so I think I have missed some part. Like, no, maybe it started at 7:30. I joined 15 minutes late. I joined.
Okay, no worries, no worries. So, what specifically your question is?
Yeah, just like no, I'm introducing myself and my requirements. What
Mhm,
what is the kind of uh, understanding I should have? So
mhm.
the any prerequisites before
No,
joining?
nothing. You don't need any prerequisites to learn Alteryx. What I expect is if you are good with basics of Excel and
Mhm.
basics of SQL, that's very, very good. Or else we'll be covering all these basics in our sessions as we go on.
Because
Like let's Mhm.
okay. Okay, so I'm expert in Excel and Power BI. Right now, I use Power BI in my company,
Perfect.
and
So in Power BI, do you use direct query?
yes.
Yes. So similarly, we can use um, like to extract certain information from database. So to use direct query, you need to have a bit understanding on SQL, transact SQL, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the same way, we need a basic understanding of SQL just to write the codes to extract information from databases. This is
Okay.
very rare. We won't be in these sessions. We won't be needing that much of SQL, but whatever SQL is needed in the session, we will be covering that first. We'll be covering basics of SQL required for Alteryx first, and then we'll be going to Alteryx. The same applies for Excel too. Whatever basics we required for Excel, we'll be covering those basics of Excel in our session, and then we'll be going to Alteryx.
Okay. And the idea is to, extract the data from the different data sources, right? So
Yep.
applications, it can extract any kind of application or a specific kind of applications.
Anything. Let me share my screen and show you what databases it can extract from.
Okay.
You don't have any limitation here, you know. Artix is a tool which can help us to extract data from whatever source you have. So I just how did I do that? I
Okay.
went to my tool palette,
Mm-hmm.
selected the tool input data, dragged and dropped it. inside my canvas. Now I'm going to my configuration pane. I'll click on select my connection, and I'll say data source. You name it and we'll have it. There are multiple data sources from where you can connect it. So Adobe Analytics, Amazon Athena, Amazon Aurora, Hive, PostgreSQL, Power Automate, Salesforce, Automation Anywhere,
Yeah,
Databricks.
these are all PostgreSQL. It is a cloud-based.
Yes, yes, most of them are cloud-based, and you will
Okay.
have some tools like Power Automate. There's also cloud-based. Yeah, most of them are cloud-based. Let's say you don't have a specific data source here from where
Mhm.
you wanted to connect to which you wanted to connect to. So you can create your own custom macro to build such kind of tools. Macros is basically a predefined combination of tools set created, which is stored in the form of single tool, which could be reusable multiple times. So you can create your own connection using a macro, and you can use that to connect to other databases which are not available here. Mostly you will be having all the database connections here. If not, you can use it by creating your custom macro. So if you observe, we have also UiPath, we have also Tableau, Snowflake, ServiceNow. You name it and we'll be having it.
And what if Power BI? Can we connect to Power BI?
We can connect it out. Yeah, we have. I think, did I download Power BI connector? Let me check. Yes, Power BI. So I'll go to connectors. Yeah, we can connect to Power BI too. But for that, either we need to uh, either we need to create our own macros, or we can download a macro from the store. So just like you and me, other people might also have the same requirement, right? So they might have created their own custom macros. And once you create your macros, you can upload them inside community or inside Alteryx gallery. Gallery in the sense there is a separate website from where all these additional macros are down, additional macros are pushed into. Those macros we can download and use them. Power BI output is basically a macro. So yeah, that is about the connectors. So Deepak, any more questions from you?
Thanks, Askin. So it clears like know what is the exact requirement, and yeah.
So just to reiterate, as you joined a bit late,
Mhm.
Alteryx is a ETL tool. It extracts, transforms, and loads data. It is also a low code, no code tool. You don't need any coding language
Mhm.
understanding to prepare data and to use Alteryx. You can automate your business requirements by yourself without the help of any code, without requiring any coding language. Let's say you are automating something and you need 4 to 5 days in Python to do some task. The same thing can be replicated in Alteryx in like 4 to 5 hours. And debugging piece, most importantly, debugging piece is very, very easy. So let's say you have some error in some tool. So
Mhm.
right there in the results pane, it will show you that there is an error, and it will show you which tool it is. If I click on that, it will automatically select the tool where the error is. So debugging is very, very easy, and backtracking is also a bit easier. So yeah, that is about Alteryx here. Any more questions?
Yeah, and it is a workflow tool, right? So we can only create the workflows. So from input
So
to output, and
yes and no. See, we can
Mhm.
create workflows, we can create analytical apps, we can create our own custom applications using Alteryx. What are applications? Those are workflows, but you don't need Alteryx license to run them. You don't need Alteryx, you don't need to open Alteryx to run them. You can share it with anyone,
Mhm.
and the other person can just, if he just double clicks on the particular icon, he will be navigated to the interface where he can run the app directly. It also has the capability of basic visualization. You can do basic visualization, not the interactive piece, using ALTERYX.
Okay. So visualization part, yeah. So we use Power BI and all. So
Yes,
that is, yeah. Just the thing is, we need to create a proper workflow so that we can connect. So that it can be connected to Power BI. So from that,
exactly.
we can take it on.
Exactly. So it's always better to think in a way that build ALTERYX workflows in a way that those can be reusable. It's always better to make it dynamic. We'll discuss about those dynamic PS and all in some time, but it's always good to do that. And we have many standards which we need to follow while building a workflow, because see, building a workflow is one thing and building is perfectly is other. So you need to be different from others. You need to be different from others. How do we do that? Build, if you're doing something, make it perfect. That's what I believe. So we'll discuss about do's and don'ts and everything in due time. Yeah. Any more questions, guys?
Last question, SK.
Yes.
So can we set a automatic emails using
Yes,
the?
yes. That's a very simple in ALTERYX.
Okay.
We call it as scheduling, but scheduling piece, it requires more costing. So we can send emails, automatic in the sense custom emails. Let's say we wanted to send custom emails to 1,000 people. Let's say we collected raw information from 1,000 people. uh, we have an Excel file. Based on the Excel file, based on their responses, we wanted to send emails to 1,000 people. So we'll just create basic workflow, and in that workflow we can keep everything dynamic, in the body, in the subject, in the from email to email, everything dynamic, and we'll do everything from the response what we got. After keeping everything dynamic, we'll just run the workflow and it will send the emails to 1,000 people as required. This is manually sending emails to 1,000 people. Next is, let's say after running certain workflows, right, we wanted to know whether the workflow did run successfully or not, or whether if it had some errors, what errors, how can I send an email to that specific person with the errors or success history. We can do that using events concept. This is other way. The other way is scheduling a workflow. Let's say you don't want to run a particular workflow every day manually. You can schedule it. You can tell ALTERYX server that run this workflow in this particular time, uh, every day, and send me the results via email. You can do that too. But for scheduling, you need server license. The server license itself costs around like 85 to 90,000 US dollars. So it's like, if you have that server license, you can schedule it, or else except scheduling, you can do everything in a desktop. We'll discuss about server a bit more in our future sessions, because companies prefer server knowledge too. So we'll discuss in depth about server. Any
Um,
more questions, guys?
SK, two questions from me.
Yes. Yes.
While scheduling email automation,
Hmm.
is my laptop need to be on?
No.
Even no. Okay. Second thing, if there is any web application, like we have purchased some web application to
Mhm,
record our HTS code. So
mhm,
that kind of application which is on web,
mhm.
can I extract that data to Alteryx and
Yes.
take it to Power BI?
Yes, take it to, yeah, obviously you can. So as I mentioned, you can extract any information from any data source provided you have the connector to it. So if you don't have connector, you need to build it
Yeah.
via macro, or you can search it from the store. So yes, if you have some, so let's take an example. Snowflakes. What is it? It's a web-based, cloud-based tool, right?
No,
If you
I'm
can extract,
speaking third party tool, like
uh
OCR is there one company who provides us HTS code, with whom we go and record our HTS code and all.
okay, okay, got it, got it. So if that's the case, are you using login credentials there?
Yes.
Okay, then we might need to use API calls.
Okay.
So using API call, you can go to that website. You can like automatically give your credentials, and then you can extract it, and then load and transform and push it
So,
to whatever tool you required.
so API call can be done here or
Yeah, easily it can be done in Alteryx.
okay. Okay. Then good. Thank you.
Yes. Any more questions, guys? Others from Excelytics, any questions? So I wanted feedback from you guys, like how was the teaching style and what can be improved going further? Deepak, any feedback from you?
No, all good, all good. Okay, so just the thing is, I need help to install the Alteryx in my system.
Yeah, sure, we can do that. We can do that. I think anyone who joined before 50, okay, let me ping that link to you. So do you want to use your business email ID or your personal email ID?
A personal email ID.
Okay, then let's go with 3 months license. I'll just ping it in here again. This is the one which I ping now is for 15 days, 15 days to 30 days license, but it requires business email. Next one is a personal email, independent learners license. So you can go with independent learners license. So just register on it. How do we register? If you click on the link, you will be redirected to this page and click on start learning. Here you will get the all details you need to fill. You can go through the recordings, and yeah, that's that's about installation. Did fill this form, you'll get an email, and after 1 day you'll get some code like this. You'll get a code in the sense Artix designer key, everything. Okay, are we good? Yes, no, don't know. Deepak, are we good?
Yeah, 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 good.
Okay. And
And training, right? So during the training, what kind of data source you will be using for
all kind of data sources. Depends on scenario to scenario. Mostly we'll be using Excel
Okay.
data source to understand the concepts, and we'll have multiple projects lined up in our sessions. We'll be doing multiple projects. We'll be completing our certifications. So just learning Artrix won't help you to get shortlisted for interviews. There's different concepts here: getting shortlisted for interview and then cracking the interview, cracking and going to like attending the interview. To get shortlisted for interview, you need some proof that you know Alteryx, and the proof is Alteryx certification. Let me show you what certifications we'll be covering. Yeah, so so these so we'll be covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. These 7 certifications. If you keep this certification in your resume, that's more than enough to tell the recruiter that you have practiced some stuff and you are certified Alteryx developer. So this will make sure that we are completing this Alteryx designer core certification, and we'll also be covering all the concepts required to complete this Alteryx designer advanced. This is pretty easy if you go through the sessions what we went, and like if you practice even a little bit, this is very easy to crack. This advanced certification is something you need to keep more efforts on. We'll be covering all concepts required to complete these advanced certifications too. Apart from these two, we'll be covering much more than we actually need. Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Deepak, are we clear?
Yes, Askin.
Okay. Okay. So I think we have Rahul. Rahul, can you introduce yourself? Sorry, I'm a bit late. Rahul, are you there? ठीक है. Okay, no worries.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, yeah, Rahul, can you introduce yourself? Like, are you clear with whatever we discussed now?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So, okay, if everything goes good, let's catch up tomorrow. And if others don't have any questions, we can stop it here. And we have Mohit here from the team. Mohit will be looking into all the recordings and everything, whatever required. I have added him to the group. So, people who already registered, please reach out to Mohit in regards to recordings. And for others, if you want the recordings, I'll share the link of it. Just let me know if you need the recordings or not.
Share
Okay?
the link, SK.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for others. For
Okay.
you guys,
Mohit will do.
just ping your email ID in the group, and Mohit will look into it.
Okay.
Hi everyone, Mohit here. It will take one day. We'll create a group and there we'll add everyone, but make sure everyone to share your email IDs today so that we can add it into the group so that you can receive all the recordings smoothly. Okay?
हाँ, already group है उसी में कर लेंगे. We already have a group. We'll use the same group for recording and all purposes. But for others, right, I'll share the link of this recording as required. Okay.
Sure, Aska.
ठीक है. चलो, let's catch up tomorrow at 7:30 sharp.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ali Sayed. Any feedback? Okay. Okay, let me stop recording and maybe then